I got blood on my hands, and my feet, in my mouth, in my eyes, in my hair, even my underwear, everywhere. Anywhere a drop falls, I'm quick to crawl and gobble the stuff up. Driven by insatiable bloodlust. Heart starts beating, hard breathing, I see people bleeding, feeding, I need it, you hemophiliac convenient. Print a picture chilling in refrigerators filling up a sippy cup. Spill a little, lick it up, tip it up. Triple cup of Bloody Mary, buddy, coming up on the double. I'm blowing bubbles of it, slipping up in bottles of it. It'll soak into your shoes and ooze into your tube socks. Stick you with the crazy straw, drain you like a juice box. Hauling bloody madness, call it all psychopathic. I got walls like Jackson Pollock's, all in monochromatics. Tap you like a keg and let you run fast and strong. It's a motherfucking bloodbath and beyond. Buckets and buckets and fucking buckets and buckets of blood. It's coming down, it's really coming down. Buckets and buckets and fucking buckets and buckets of blood. The streets run red until everybody drowns. Buckets and buckets and fucking buckets and buckets of blood. Motherfucking buckets and buckets and buckets of blood. Chug a lug, rub it up, I can't get enough of the red stuff. Coming up.
Kabuto the Python!
Yo, Kabuto know a lot about blood in the same way that the Method Man and Red know a lot about bud. I know it circulates the human body in ways that could mystify a high school science teacher for days. I know it carries oxygen from place to place, even all over your nights when it breaks your face. As I taste it, race to the clinic for more, shouting, "Doctor, please help, I'm deficient in gore. I know you got a blood supply and I'd like to tap it." Never realize how useful it is until you lack it, so pass it. Why the bloody intravenous, as the Earth girls prefer it when the blood is in my That aside, whether you a boy or an old man, blood is quite incredible, a joy to behold. To peep and get yourself an abrasion or stark sore, or hit up KTP or maybe Schaffer the Darklord.
Buckets and buckets and fucking buckets and buckets of blood. It's coming down, it's really coming down. Buckets and buckets and fucking buckets and buckets of blood. The streets run red until everybody drowns. Buckets and buckets and fucking buckets and buckets of blood. Motherfucking buckets and buckets and buckets of blood. Chug a lug, rub it up, I can't get enough of the red stuff. Coming up, buckets and buckets of blood. Hey, where you going? Wrong, fucker, you're open. The sight of your blood flowing, it gets my own blood going, you know it. And no one has as many uses for it either. From the pool I soak my feet in, to the cubes in my freezer, to the yard, sprinkler water in my lawn. It's on, I got a fully stocked pond, put the tea kettle on. I rock a red opaque aquarium, and later today you watch me washing up my bottom with a blood bidet. Hey! Summertime, slip inside, teeming with disease. My super soaker's 98.6 degrees. The side'll make you queasy, I need that. Give me a million cc's in an IV stat. I've got a hunger and a thirst and a passion and desire to rival even that of a goddamn vampire. To repeat the DGLP line I rhymed while I feed, man, bleed that, but never mind the at, just bleed. And buckets and buckets and fucking buckets and buckets of blood. It's coming down, it's really coming down. Buckets and buckets and fucking buckets and buckets of blood. The streets run red until everybody drowns. Buckets and buckets and fucking buckets and buckets of blood. Motherfucking buckets and buckets and buckets of blood. Chug a lug, rub it up, I can't get enough of the red stuff. Coming up, buckets and buckets of blood.
Guess they never seen a bloodbath. I get a rush when the blood runs.
You signed a death contract, the bled between the white lines.
Straight from the goblet of gore.
Cold-blooded, ice in my veins.
End up in the blood.